When we think of the Luftwaffe's destructive power in the Second World War, one aircraft often comes to mind: the Heinkel He-111. It wasn't sleek or beautiful, instead it was robust, workmanlike and functional. At first glance it seemed like a modern passenger aircraft, but in truth it was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Designed from the start to rain destruction across Europe. The story of the He-111 begins well before the war, with its designer Ernst Heinkel. Heinkel had worked at Albatros, Hansa Brandenburg and Caspar Werk, before founding his own company in 1922. Because of the Treaty of Versailles, many of his early designs had to be built outside Germany, including in Sweden and Japan. But this gave Heinkel's team the chance to refine their skills. In the early 1930s, the company created the Heinkel He-70 Blitz, a high-speed passenger aircraft for Lufthansa. Its distinctive elliptical wings and streamlined fuselage would directly inspire something much larger. By 1933, Germany was secretly rearming. Aviation Minister Albert Kesselring encouraged Heinkel to move to a purpose-built factory in Rostock, a site designed for mass production. Heinkel himself was fascinated with high-speed flight, and his company would later pioneer both the world's first jet and rocket-powered aircraft. But in the mid-1930s, his focus was on what became the He-111, the Doppelblitz, or Double Lightning. The prototype first flew on the 24th of February 1935. Test pilots were impressed, particularly with its handling at low speeds. Though presented to the public as a Lufthansa transport aircraft, the military version was already in development. By January 1936, the disguise was dropped. Germany's secret bombers were no longer secret. Early He-111s looked different from the type we recognise today. They had a more pointed nose and carried only 3 light machine guns. At the time, the Luftwaffe believed their bombers could simply outrun enemy fighters, so heavy defensive armament wasn't considered necessary. That changed with the P variant, which included the famous fully glazed cockpit. This design gave the pilot excellent visibility and gave the He-111 its distinctive profile. But it also made the nose a tempting target for enemy fighters. The He-111 played a central role in the early war campaigns from Poland to France, and especially during the Battle of Britain. By then its speed advantage was gone, and the bomber became highly vulnerable without escort from Messerschmitt Bf-109 fighters. Despite being increasingly outdated, it remained in service throughout the war. The aircraft was adapted for many roles. One of the most dangerous was torpedo bombing. He-111s flying from Norway attacked Arctic convoys supplying the Soviet Union. In July 1942, during the infamous convoy PQ-17 disaster, He-11s of KG-26 launched torpedo strikes that contributed to the loss of 24 Allied ships. Elsewhere, He-111s served in the Mediterranean, and in April 1942, bombers from KG-100, operating out of Athens, struck Allied targets in North Africa. They often carried the massive SC-1000 Hermann bomb, designed to devastate industrial sites and shipping. From the North Sea to the deserts of North Africa, the Heinkel He-111 was ever present. It was never the most advanced bomber of the war, nor the most survivable, but it became one of the most recognisable symbols of the Luftwaffe, remembered not just for its design, but for the destruction it brought across Europe.